Hello YouTube, this is World Wrestling and everything here, and this is just a video. I'm basically just going to talk about the things that inspired me to want to wrestle, because as some of you may or may not know, that I am actually a wrestler currently. I haven't competed in my first match yet. I've only been wrestling for about 2 months, but I'm very ambitious and goal orientated. So yeah, so I'm just going to basically talk about how I got into it and how I really how I've always I remember that. I'll just start now. And the first time I ever watched WWE was it was Edge and Matt Hardy in a steel cage match at Unforgiven 2005. That was the first match I ever watched. It was my first memory of wrestling. Um, I'm sure that I would have seen bits before that, but that's the first match I remember watching. I can remember watching it on the telly. And yeah, so that's the first match I ever watched. And then a few years on from that, I think it was the first time I thought about how good it would be to be a wrestler was in 2007, and that was during a segment between Undertaker and Batista on SmackDown, and their rivalry really made us want to go for it. But obviously I was too young to do anything then. I was only um, what I would have been 9 years old, so I was too young. I was too young to do it then. But and then I was starting to hit 11, 12. I was thinking about it. I never really knew which way to go about it. I didn't know where to find one, and I just didn't know if it was for me. That's what the bottom line was. And I was watching. It was last year or the year before. It might have been. I think it was last year, the early last year, and I was doing boxing at the time, and I was watching. I was doing boxing as a hobby, and did actually fight, and but I was watching CM Punk's Best in the World DVD and how he came up, and I just thought, you know what it is, CM Punk, nobody in a million years looking at that kid would have thought he would have amounted to anything. Look at him now; he's one of the biggest guys in sport. He's definitely. I think this is a way you could describe CM Punk. He's one of the most in-demand people in sport right now, because he can do anything he wants, really. That's how big he is. He's made such a big name for himself. But the point I'm making is, if you watch his DVD, if you haven't already, he came from nothing and took everything, and he took every opportunity he did. He had every second of time he had, he put into wrestling. He all his money went into wrestling. That's exactly what it's like for me. I don't have a job at the moment. I get £20 a week. I spend 20 quid a week on wrestling. I get my wrestling class is £5 for 2 hours, and I do that, and I get and it's £5 for the metro, which is a train, if you're not aware in America. But yeah, so watching CM Punk's DVD, that gave me this inspiration and motivation to look for a club. And I had been looking for a club prior to this, but I never really knew where it was. I didn't know where any clubs were, and when I found it out, I was just waiting for a time to go. And when I can't even remember if I was off college, but I remember one weekend, and I texted the owner. I got his number off the website, and he was like, oh, yeah, we'll come down there, and just basically give us all the details. And I went down. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And so yeah, and that's what it was like for me. And I've been doing it for 2 months. I feel like I've really improved, and I'll be getting in the ring in a few months' time, which is what I've always wanted, all my life. I feel like I'm living the dream now. So when I get bigger, I know that I'm gonna go places in wrestling. I'm gonna stick at it. So when I get bigger, I'm on different shows. I can't even describe how amazed I'll be, and how when I do. In regards to this channel, I will go and I'll put if possible, I'll put the match on here. if I can't put the match on, my first match on here, I will put a link to it, because it'll definitely be recorded. So I'll put a link to it and put it on my Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr page. So yeah, if you go and look at that. And yeah, this is just basically my video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and this isn't an in-depth talk about my inspiration and how I got the motivation to go and do wrestling, but I'm sure there will be some of that in the future. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep liking on Instagram. I'm almost at 1,000 followers, so keep everyone who hasn't already, go and follow us on there. I love you all. Goodbye. Much love from World Wrestling Everything.